Hello everyone, I'm Nicole Collier-White, your Chief Communications and Community Engagement Officer. Today, we're excited to talk to you about the district's 10-year capital funding plan and the upcoming bond election in April 2025. We know how important school facilities are to the learning environment, and we're here to give you an overview of what's being proposed for your school and gather your input. Let's get started. Now, you might be wondering why KCPS has so many facility needs. One major reason is that we lack a critical funding source, a general obligation or GO bond. KCPS is the only district in our region that doesn't have one. In fact, the last time voters approved a bond funding our schools was way back in 1967. In Missouri, GO bonds are the primary way school districts fund the construction of new buildings and upgrade aging systems. But the catch is that these bonds require voter approval. We'll be asking voters in April 2025 to approve a $474 million bond, which will require support from 4 out of every 7 voters. We've based this bond amount on both the district's needs and polling we have conducted with members of our local community. For the average voter, this bond would cost about 64 cents a day, or less than $20 a month. Last month, we presented this draft plan to the school board. Now, we're visiting schools, meeting with families, neighborhood associations, and other community groups to gather feedback. Your feedback, along with community input, will help shape the final recommendations that we present to the school board in November, before that April bond vote. KCPS has already invested more than $64 million in school improvements over the last 5 years. But it's not enough. Without a dedicated funding source for the past 30 years, we've built up a significant backlog of facility needs. We've had experts walk through every building to assess conditions, and we've identified over $1.25 billion in necessary improvements. With the GO bond, we can address a significant portion of these needs, but not all. So we've had it prioritized. Based on feedback from over 3,000 participants and input from a steering committee of staff, parents, students, and community members, we've identified 3 core priorities for the 10-year capital funding plan. The draft plan includes new construction, renovations, and the co-location or relocation of some schools to maximize our impact. The first core priority is addressing deferred maintenance, especially systems that received low scores during their building assessments. In phase 1, we're focusing on the basics, ensuring our schools are warm, safe, and dry. This includes upgrading roofs, HVAC systems, plumbing, and electrical infrastructure. In phase 1, we're focusing on the basics, ensuring our schools are warm, safe, and dry. This includes upgrading roofs, HVAC systems, plumbing, and electrical infrastructure. The second priority is improved learning environments across the district. We want our classrooms to better support the teaching and learning. This includes renovations to classrooms, outdoor learning spaces, security enhancements, and collaboration spaces, all designed to boost student engagement, health, and academic success. The third priority is addressing the need for middle school expansion. Right now, our 2 neighborhood middle schools, Northeast Middle and Central Middle, don't have enough capacity for 6th graders. So the draft plan includes opening a 3rd neighborhood middle school in the southern part of the district to better serve our families. We're proposing 2 major funding sources, $424 million from the GO bond and $100 million from a certificate of participation bond. This second bond, the COP, does not require voter approval and will not raise taxes. Our draft plan includes district-wide investments benefiting 18 schools that focus on essential maintenance and improvements to learning environments. Additionally, 13 schools will receive targeted investments, which are those relocations, co-locations, and new construction projects I mentioned earlier. Those will address the most urgent needs at our schools. These combined efforts will ensure safe, modern learning spaces for all KCPS students. Now that we've provided a high-level overview of the district-wide plan, we invite you to take a closer look at the proposed improvements. Visit kcpublicschools.org/bond and click 10-year capital funding plan. Here you can explore the full plan and access school dashboards to see estimated needs, building condition, and learning environment scores. We're partnering with all school communities to share the draft recommendations and gather feedback on the facility needs at each school. Your input is essential before we present the final plan to the board on November 20th. We encourage you to participate and share your thoughts by completing a brief survey. And join us at one of our upcoming engagement sessions. your feedback will help shape the future of our district and ensure that we provide the best learning environments for all KCPS students. We look forward to hearing your thoughts.